All right, time to go around the National Football League. We do it every day here on the show. Here is Shay Norland.
We'll start with the big news yesterday. Finally, the Niners contract saga with at least one of their players is over. Brandon Aiyuk got a $120 million extension to stay in San Francisco. And once again, month-long trade rumors, make him an email. We don't need to do it every day, please.
We got to have something to talk about, man. Come on.
It always ends with the player staying on the team they're on. Almost always. CeeDee Lamb, still in Dallas. Aiyuk gets extended in San Francisco. JaMarr Chase, is he going to miss week 1?
So I would.
No way.
I would. Why not? Who do the Bengals have week 1?
New England.
Oh, yeah. I can sit that one out. Yeah. Sit that one out. I mean, think about it. What did last year? What was his name? Chris Jones. Missed the first game, right?
Got paid.
Courtney told us that at those joint practices with the Bengals, read the report too from the Bengals reporter who was at the joint practices saying it was never more evident that Joe Burrow and the Bengals missed JaMarr Chase than it was during that
from
practice.
Fox 19.
Yes.
We have, JaMarr still has that.
We don't need to play. You don't know. I'm summarizing. That he said they've never needed JaMarr Chase more than when they faced real competition and a good secondary.
Defense, right.
So
Correct.
Sit out. You'll get your money. They have to pay him. You're not going to let him walk. Eventually, he will either come back to play so he can then become a free agent, or you'll give him a deal. One of the two things will happen. Because if he just sits out the whole year, you get to do this all again next year because the year doesn't count. But my question is, why did Cleveland clear up all that money yesterday then? If they weren't going to get Aiyuk, why'd they clear up all that money?
Because you could carry a lot of money over next year.
But only to reward your own guys. It doesn't add to your cap space. Yeah, you have to use it for extensions. It doesn't go to your cap.
Correct, but you could take care of guys now, so when the cap goes over, goes up, I don't have to worry about taking care of them then.
Listen, if the Bears restructured Montez Sweat and they all of a sudden created $30 million more, we'd be like, something is afoot.
Well, they feel like they got to extend Tevin Jenkins and they got to take care of other stuff.
Well,
right?
Yeah, because they did that with DJ. DJ Moore became cheaper this year. So they have freed up more money, and all of us the next day were like, wait a minute, what's that for?
Well, Kyle Long did tweet that cryptic gif of Ryan Poles getting on the phone as soon as Brandon Aiyuk was re-signed.
Mm-hmm.
We know Trent Williams is still looking for a deal.
I'm not doing that.
I'm not interested either. The cost might be too high. But again, he's 36
the best
years
left
old.
Tackle in football.
He's 36.
I'm not paying him $37 million next year.
What's it going to cost to get him? Because you got to pay him. So that immediately takes his value away.
Yeah.
He's 36. That takes his value away.
I just wouldn't do it.
This is a guy who sat out a full year in Washington. Full year.
Yeah, I just wouldn't do it. There's no way. That's too much money.
At what? Okay, if they said to you, you can have him for a 4th round pick, would you do that? Or is the money totally the problem?
It's 30. He gets $37 million. That's so much money.
Well, he's a great football player.
Okay.
You might be able to keep him for less, too, if you restructure the contract with guarantees. Because all he's looking for is guaranteed money. I don't think he's looking for a huge number.
Guaranteed?
Well,
that's the problem. I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. That's the age thing. He's one bad step away from never playing again at that age. Sorry, not for me. He's great, but I'm not making the move and guaranteeing all that money.
Yeah, because they would probably tell you, we want Braxton Jones. And then you're like, we've been developing this guy for 3 years.
Who's going to play when he can't play for the first 2 weeks because he's still ramping up?
Correct.
Is this Dak Prescott's last year with the Cowboys? The news yesterday, Dak Prescott's comments on not having a deal so far, quote, says a lot.
I think so. I do. I don't think they get a deal done before the season starts, and I think that he leaves in the offseason.
So then that probably means they didn't win the Super Bowl. That probably means they didn't have a great deep playoff run. And that probably means there's a new coach and a young quarterback, and they're restarting things, right?
I mean, maybe. Why can't they win and he still leaves?
If they win, they're paying him. There's no way.
Then pay him now and get ahead of it.
Well, what if Jerry said, prove to me you can win playoff games? I got to see it.
And then instead of $60 million a year, you're going to pay him $70 million a year because it's just going up.
You think he'll care if he wins the Super Bowl? I don't think he'll care.
I don't think they end up paying him. I think this goes into next season, or the off season, and then he's let's see, where would he go? He's a great Steeler.
They might need a quarterback.
He's a great
What
Steeler.
about Vegas?
Yeah. He's a great Raider. Good for him.
Seattle? They're going to need one. Geno's
Maybe.
deal's up, I think.
Yeah.
He might have a year.
Yeah. We'll
The
see.
Rams, at some point, Matthew Stafford's not getting any younger.
They just restructured his deal too. I think he's going to be around for a little bit. You're not going to pay him both.
True.
Shay.
All right. Last story for Around the NFL. Tom Brady is going to make his debut as a broadcaster next week on the Fox main broadcast with Kevin Burkhardt. But a story yesterday detailed that he's going to have some restrictions placed on him as he's trying to become a partial owner of the Las Vegas Raiders. Mm-hmm. Immediately effective restrictions include limited access to other team facilities and practices, as well as limited access to production meetings. And if he's approved as an owner, he'll also be barred completely from publicly criticizing officials and publicly criticizing other teams. Can't really get more public than being on the broadcast of games. If he's not allowed to criticize officials or criticize teams, what is the point of having him in a booth?
Well, what's the point of him going after being an owner is my question.
I would give that up if I were him.
So would I. He's making, over the next 10 years, he's going to make $375 million from Fox. Own a team in 10 years. He's Dracula. He's not dying. He's not going anywhere. That face is going to continue to get thinner, and he's going to be able to buy whatever he wants to because he's using whatever fountain of youth, the blood of young children or something. I don't know what he's using to look younger than he did when he came out of college. But
it's buccal fat removal.
Okay, there. Yeah, I know. I know what it is.
The picture they put of him on the Colorado game broadcast last night was scary.
Yeah,
and or maybe it was the UNC Minnesota.
I didn't
one
see
of them.
The picture. What was it?
It was just I think it was the UNC Minnesota game on Fox, and they have Burkhardt just looks like a normal guy on television.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Rinaldi looks like a normal guy on television.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Brady looks like a wax figurine. It was horrifying.
Yeah. You gotta Cap. You should get that buccal fat removal done.
What does that mean?
They suck the fat out of your cheeks, so it accentuates your cheekbones.
Why would I want to do that?
I'm just saying, if you want to be like Tom Brady,
look.
get the Tom Brady.
And I like Tom Brady.
I just think, why can't you just wait 10 years? You've already got a piece of an EPL team. You're not hurting for money. You've got $375 million coming to you over the next 10 years. $37.5 million a year. Wait 10 years. Then say to the Raiders, hold my spot. I'll be back in 10 years. And I'm sure they will.
I wonder if he could I wonder how much did he put into the team?
I don't know.
I wonder if he could, let's say it was 10 million. I'm just giving you a random number. It's probably way more than that. Couldn't he put that all in escrow and just go, when I'm done broadcasting, I'll be back?
Well, yeah, just do it. Like, listen, Jay-Z wanted to be to own an agency, but he was partial owner of the Nets, and you can't do both, so he just sold his portion of the Nets.
$175 million for Brady with the Raiders.
All right, get that back. You can't tell me he couldn't sell it for a profit right now. He could get 200 on the way back. Come on, of course he could.
It does. It feels like the NFL is saying you're either going to own a team or you're going to be in the booth. You're not doing both.
No, just sell your portion of the team. Get out for it. Make $25 million on the deal. Get out. You'll be fine. Sell it to some Saudis.
No tag, Nick. Sell it to some Saudis. You're okay.
Come on, private equity fund.
It's allowed now.
Yeah, they just
Can
voted
you do
for
that
it.
in baseball?
I think baseball, you could do whatever you want to as long as the owners approve it.
So I don't think Jerry would. Let's say that Tom said, all right, I want Juan Soto. Sell 2 points of the team. Let's go. right?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. And then you'd be playing at Wrigley Field. You'd be playing on Wrigley Field at Etihad Stadium.
Private equity can have minority stakes in MLB teams, but keep in mind, these are not necessarily generous investors because they've bought up the minor league teams and shut them down.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Come on.
Yeah, so it'd be Wrigley Field at Emirates Stadium.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's go. You get me Juan Soto and a closer. Let's go.
Or Soldier Field at the Etihad Stadium or Emirates Stadium.
Cap's going to start taking Ides with you.
He shows up in the towel, in the ropes. He's going to Mecca. He's like, we got to go to Umrah, kid. Time to go do Hajj.
Danny, it's Eid Mubarak. I need the day off.
I'm hungry. I've been
Cubs
intermittent
logo.
fasting all day.
With Cubs logos.
He's got a blue and red for going to Hajj. He's got the.
All for Juan Soto.
That's
the
awesome.
change, Cap. Juan Soto and Josh Hader are here.
He's got the Kate. He's doing the dances and everything. I can say this.
Wow. All right, we've got to take a timeout.